Today we're going to dive into another popular use case for web data extraction, the monitoring and harvesting of job postings. What I'm going to do here is open up the Agent Studio desktop application, and I'm going to go to a website that I know has some job postings on it that I am interested in monitoring and harvesting. So what you need to do is simply call the Web Navigate. I'm going to put the URL in of the site that I want to go to, the actual career page that is, and pull it up into my Agent Studio browser. This browser here is a custom browser for our desktop application that makes it so that everything is available to you for training. So if there's any dynamic content on the site, it's being made available to you to train an agent on to monitor and harvest content. So monitoring job postings can be a very informative thing to do. If you were to aggregate job postings of similar companies, you might see a surge in a particular role that's needed or certification that has become required. You might simply notice the creation of numerous positions at a single location, or you might notice that jobs at a particular location have been removed since the last time you had checked in. Any of these scenarios could be indicative of something happening with the company or the market they serve. Once you've brought the page up in our Agent Studio, what you're going to do is called a web page extract. That web page extract is going to make it so that you train an agent on what data elements you want to monitor and harvest. You simply pick a schema or create a schema, and then you go to the content on the page and you identify the content that you want to actually be extracting. In this case, it's way down on the page. And I'm simply going to point and click at elements on the page that I'm interested in. This very first click is machine learning at work. It has recognized everything on the page as a division. And that's only because it hasn't been given more information. As I start to click and say, this is a title, and this stuff over here is a location, my agent becomes extremely smart very quickly. At this point, my agent realizes that everything up here on the page I don't want. The only thing I want is all the information down on the bottom here that actually references the jobs, the careers that this company is currently hiring for. But what's really important is to get the information that's behind this link, because that's the description of the actual job itself. So I'm going to go a step further and get details. I'm going to tell my agent that I'm going to use the same schema here and tell my agent I want you to follow the title. I want you to, on a click, follow that and get the description. So right now, I'm going to generate a set of all the job descriptions sitting behind those links on that first page. As you can see, there's one sitting right here in my browser. And the rest of them, the rest of the 74, are over here on the side. What we're going to do now is train our agent to get the information, the actual job description itself. We're going to do a web page extract again. We're going to pick the exact same schema we used before, and we're going to start training. We're going to tell our agent, this is the description. Now, since I already got this stuff, the location and the department on the last page that I trained, I don't want that again. We're already going to get that. So with a few clicks, I'm training my agent on everything below the department, but above the apply button that's going to be at the bottom of the screen. So with a few clicks, telling my agent that I want everything in that main area above the apply button, but below the department. My agent looks pretty trained on this page. So I have a lot of pages that I have on the screen here, so let me pick another one. And the machine learning that was applied to that initial page is now being applied to this next page. And you can see that most of it looks good, but let's grab this over here. A little more retraining. Now it looks like my agent understands that it wants everything under department, but above apply now. And let's check another page. We'll see if the machine learning has applied very well on this page. If it has, we're going to consider our agent trained. Yep. Looks like the agent understands now that it just wants the stuff below the department and above the apply button at the bottom of the screen. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to save our agent. We're going to call it jobs. And we are going to now run our agent. So what's happening now is the agent is following the links of the 74 job postings from the very first page where we started our training. And you'll notice that all the training I've done was a simple point and click exercise. I didn't have to look at any HTML code to train my agent. I didn't have to write any scripts to train my agent. I just simply had to interact with Connotate's Agent Studio desktop application to train an agent to go out and monitor and harvest this content. The next thing you would do once you realize that you have a production-ready agent is you would go into the library and you'd set up things like timing. Perhaps you want this agent to run every day, every week, every month, and check this site again for any new postings. Or perhaps you want to turn on change detection because you just want to get all of the new postings that have occurred since the last time you had checked the site. Lots of different things that you can be doing in Agent Library. We're not going there today. We're just showing how to create an agent using the point and click interface of Agent Studio. And our agent should finish up within the next few seconds here. Going out to grab 74 different job postings could take a minute or two there. And now we should be seeing our results. As you can see, the results are in nicely structured formats. We offer the hierarchical view of the information where you have the division, the title, location, description for each and every one of the job postings that we were looking for. And we also have something that's a little more consumable to the eye, which is an HTML table. So the division, the title, the location, and the description each have their own cell or row of information. And you can see that this is a nicely structured HTML table that could be pulled out and sliced and diced in many different ways. And we also have the XML view that we deliver in case you'd like to take this information and push it into another system. So that's it. That's how an agent is trained to monitor and harvest job postings. It's a pretty simple concept that I trust was illustrated in this demonstration. And hopefully walking you through an agent training helps convey the process and level of technical expertise required to interact with the Connotate Web Data Extraction Platform for one of our most popular use cases, monitoring and harvesting job postings.